This video, I'm going to talk about the financial instability hypothesis by Hyman Minsky. Hyman Minsky was a United States economist and a university professor who had stipulated that the financial system is inherently instable. In 2008, Lehman Brothers fall almost caused the global financial system meltdown. For many decades, the Wall Street was being ruled by the efficient market hypothesis. Risk modeling must be done using the efficient market hypothesis. These risk models were underestimating the probability of black swan events. Are financial markets efficient, stable as the stipulated by the efficient market hypothesis, or they are inherently stable? So in this video, we want to discuss the financial instability hypothesis by Hyman Minsky versus the efficient market hypothesis by Gene Pharma. Does the financial system behave like a docile animal as described by the efficient market hypothesis, or the financial system is inherently unstable, prone to destructive boom-bust cycles? What is the role of the central banks in these boom-bust cycles? 21st century started with a credit crisis, probably known as a tech bubble or the internet bubble. Tech stock prices skyrocketed and then crashed to zero. This was followed by the housing market bubble and the 2008 financial market crash. Many now think these bubbles were caused by the loose monetary policy of the Federal Reserve Bank. Federal Reserve low interest rate policy fueled excessive credit creation and asset price inflation. In anticipation of an economic slowdown, interest rates got lowered. Efficient market hypothesis followers advocate this policy to smooth out bust cycle. But in reality, this has only resulted in unsustainable levels of debt, which then result in a major financial crisis like that happened in 2008. This is something very interesting that the economics textbooks are not teaching. Economics textbook teach that when the demand of a good or service increases, its price increases, which signals people to supply more of it, which results in the market is reaching equilibrium when the supply and demand equal themselves. This means increase in demand causes the supply to increase. Market price rises and falls to make the supply and demand of a product or service balance. This ensures optimal allocation of resources. The price of a product or service is high, it attracts more supply, and this ensures that resources are diverted to those products and services where the allocation of capital brings the maximum return. This is the classical laissez-faire theory of economics in which markets, when left free without interference from the government, will reach optimal allocation of resources on their own. This is in accordance with the efficient market hypothesis that stipulates that free market reach equilibrium if not interfered with. A normal external shock will disturb this existing equilibrium, and the market will then find a new equilibrium. So this is very important to understand. According to the efficient market hypothesis, markets are inherently stable, and it is only the external shock which disturbs the equilibrium of the market. The bold assertion made by the efficient market hypothesis. What is true for the goods and service markets are true for market of factors of production like land, labor, and capital. Now, this is important for us to understand. Is this bold assertion supported by facts? Are the market for goods and services and the market for factors of production like land, labor, capital almost similar? Let's take the example of a painting market. Here, paintings get sold. Supply of these paintings is always limited. Van Gogh sunflower painting sold for more than $200 million. Supply cannot be increased to make the market more efficient, despite the fact that price is quite high. Painting markets is not economically important, but if you look at the oil market, increased supply of oil in the global market forces the consumers to reduce the oil consumption, but speculators increase the demand for oil. This illustrates that market for assets are different than markets for goods and services. Now, this is not being taught in the economics book. The price of a stock increases, its demand also increases, even though supply is constrained and limited. In an asset market, demand does not stimulates the supply. Rather, lack of supply stimulates demand, and oversupply and glut can cause fall of demand. Rate of price change also stimulates demand in the asset market. So you should keep this in mind that the asset markets do not behave like goods and services markets. They're totally different, and the demand and supply mechanism in the assets market is totally different than the demand and supply mechanism in the goods and services market. Now let's discuss how the efficient market hypothesis is wrong. Now, efficient market hypothesis says that prices are always correct. Stock price at the moment is correctly reflecting its true value based on the current and future economic conditions. Stock price change is triggered by external events, as said above, which most of the time will be news shocks. So whenever new information hits the market in the form of breaking news, stock price will change to the new correct level according to the new information. Efficient market hypothesis has no place for asset price bubbles or set price crash, as the market price on the spread. It cannot be overvalued or undervalued. So you see, this is a major flaw in the efficient market hypothesis. Efficient market hypothesis does not believe in asset price bubbles. So a US housing market was correctly priced all time before it crashed in 2007. As price is always correct, there is no bubble, and the central bank does not need to take any action. Efficient market hypothesis is the basis of all statistical models and probability distribution models that are being used to forecast asset returns. Obviously, these statistical models are based on false premise. Most of the time, the predictions of the statistical models don't tell you the real results. This discrepancy is called the patent problem. According to the efficient market hypothesis statistical model, the probability of 25 standard deviation move in a set is almost zero. 25 standard deviation move cannot happen in millions of years, but in reality, 25 standard deviation moves and stat returns happen on frequent basis, and finance community still believes in finance community still believes in efficient market hypothesis when its predictions are not accordance with a real observation. Now let's discuss the financial instability hypothesis by Hyman Minsky. Do we have a better financial theory that can explain the asset market bubbles and crashes and erratic financial market behavior that we observe from time to time, like that we saw in 2008? Financial instability hypothesis developed by American economist Hyman Minsky can explain all the things that we observe in financial markets. Hyman Minsky says that he developed financial instability hypothesis after reading John Maynard Keynes' book, The General Theory of Employment, Interest, and Money. In this book, John Maynard Keynes totally refuted the idea of efficient markets. What makes the asset price move according to the efficient market hypothesis? That is the external shock in the form of new information that disturbs the market equilibrium. When there is new information, the existing price equilibrium is distributed and a new price equilibrium is established in accordance with the new information. If there is no external shock, asset price don't change. Now, in stark contrast to the efficient market hypothesis, the financial stability hypothesis says that there are internal forces in the financial market that generate waves of credit expansion and asset price inflation, followed by waves of credit contraction and asset price deflation. So instead of external shocks, everything is internal inbuilt in the financial system that makes it unstable. So this is what financial instability hypothesis said. Financial markets are inherently unstable, and there is no mechanism in the market to find equilibrium. What are the internal forces? Now you might ask, what are the internal forces that make financial markets stable? As said before, one is the supply, which is driving demand. The other is the asset price change as a driver of asset demand. Now let's discuss two other internal forces that destabilize the financial markets. These two forces are known, but the financial model simply ignores these two forces. Let's talk about the money market funds. Money market funds are a very big part of the United States financial market. Money market funds allow depositors to deposit money just like a fund at a high rate of return, unlike a bank. And an investor can deposit money in a money market fund and then withdraw at any time, while at the same time earn good interest rate on the deposit. Banks and money market funds are unstable. Money market funds are highly competitive. Investors always use those money market funds that offer high rates of return on their deposit. Funds made by investors are known to commercial money markets at high rates of return for several months. By lending the money in the commercial money markets for longer periods, the manager of the money market fund can earn a high rate of return for the fund clients. The way to earn high interest rate is to make loans to the low quality, least reliable investors for longer period of time. This is a risky strategy. On the one hand, the money market funds want to ensure safety of deposits and high interest on the deposits. On the other hand, there is a high risk that the loans may not be returned. So investors enjoy the benefit of bank deposits and high interest rates of term deposits, both while not recognizing the inherent risk involved with the money market fund business. Now, suppose the loan made by the money market fund manager defaults, the manager will subtract the interest rate on his loan and spread over the whole fund. Money market fund business is highly competitive. This reduction in the interest rate offered before some investors to withdraw their money and deposit another money market fund. This will force the manager allocate the negative interest rate to a smaller pool of deposits. As more investors withdraw the deposit, the fund pool of investment becomes smaller and smaller, the fund collapses. So you can see there is an inherent inbuilt instability in the money market business. The depositor's objective and the fund business and conflict, which leads to unstable business model. Now, banks also have this inherent instability built in their business model. On the one hand, banks guarantee the safety of deposit. On the other hand, they're making loans for long periods like 20, 30 years, high interest rate. If many depositors withdraw their deposit at the same time, it can lead to liquidity problems for the bank and can even result in bank run. The basic conflict gets related when you guarantee the safety of the capital deposited and at the same time risk that capital by making a loan at high interest rates for long periods of time. Banking business model is not in accordance with the efficient market hypothesis, but the financial community has never tried to integrate this inherent stability in the banking business model into their market behavior models. This inherent instability in the banking business model is known to everyone over the last hundreds of years, ever since the banks got created. But the financial theory totally ignores this instability in the financial risk modeling. It is easy to model this instability using positive feedback systems. The positive feedback system past events influence current and future events. Efficient market hypothesis says that asset prices are not influenced by the past events. New events are random and are not influenced by past events. This assumption of a random walk in asset prices allows financial modeling using normal probability distributions in predicting the future asset returns. The present events influence future events, and the market behavior is memory driven. Then we have a problem with the financial risk models built using efficient market hypothesis. These financial risk models are underestimating the risk by ignoring the risk of bank run. So this was the exact problem that happened in 2008 when collapse of one bank unhinged the market and the whole system started collapsing. One bank collapsed led to the collapse of another bank, and it became a systemic risk. And the US Federal Reserve had to intervene in a massive manner to save the system. So watch the next video also in which I discuss how central banks are using the efficient market hypothesis in their risk modeling.